We'll take you through the history of hip-hop music and its impact on all facets of culture.
And check out how soul food restaurants are celebrating Black History Month. See It Live starts now. Tonight, we celebrate Black History Month with stories about the amazing work of current and former Black Trojans. Hi, I'm Luisa Tripli.
And I'm Avery Goodman. Jonathan Martin is on campus with a look at some of the legends of USC sports.
February is Black History Month, and USC is home to some of the most notable Black alumni in school history. Now, of course, Black Trojans have had so much success at the college level, professional level, and here at Allison Felix Field, you can see they've had success here at the Olympic level as well. Allison Felix was born and raised in California. She started running in 9th grade, and by the time she was 18 years old, she was competing in Olympic trials. She's one of the first athletes to compete at the professional level right out of high school. While she competed in the Olympics, she also attended USC and graduated from the Rossier School of Education in 2008.
I grew up very close to USC. My dad attended here. And my grandma would watch us a lot. And so she would actually take us to the Rose Garden. And we would always come through the campus. And it was just a very fun part of my childhood and growing up, just coming through the campus and being around, excellence, but not even being aware.
And of course, we can't forget to mention maybe the most famous USC athlete, Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was a human highlight reel. In his time at USC, he won 2 national championships and even took home Heisman Trophy in 2005. Bush voluntarily gave up the Heisman after an NCAA investigation found he violated rules. But Bush went on to be drafted by the New Orleans Saints in 2006 and won a Super Bowl in 2010. And everyone, my personal favorite, Compton native, Lisa Leslie, she is the greatest of all time. This woman scored 101 points in a half of a high school game. She made USC women's basketball relevant, leading the team to an overall record of 89 wins and 31 losses, with 4 NCAA tournament appearances. In the WNBA, she was a 7-time All-Star, 3-time MVP, and 2-time WNBA champion. USC is known to attract some of the best athletes across the world. We will see who the next generation of great Black Trojan athletes are. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Jonathan. USC is also home to some notable Black alumni in several other professions. Writer, producer, and director Shonda Rhimes is well known for shows like Grey's Anatomy and Bridgerton. Rhimes obtained a Master of Fine Arts degree from USC's School of Cinematic Arts. LA Mayor Karen Bass is another notable SC alum. She graduated in 2015 with a master's degree from the Price School of Social Work. The creator of Kwanzaa, Maulana Karenga, has been a key player in Black political culture since the 1960s. He earned a PhD in social ethics from USC back in 1994.
Paul Williams was a famous Los Angeles architect and the first Black member of the American Institute of Architects, who designed many homes for Hollywood stars. Williams was born in downtown Los Angeles. His architectural career spanned 5 decades. He designed more than 2,500 homes and a commercial building in Los Angeles. Because of segregation, Williams lived in a modest home in the Jefferson Park neighborhood. In a 1937 essay, he wrote that he dreamed of living in some of the areas he designed homes for, but couldn't. The city of Los Angeles has designated his home a historic cultural monument. An architect who bought the property is rehabbing it in a way to stay true to its origin.
Everything he did, we respect.
Yeah.
So like the dining room he designed, this back building, of course. But anything that I do or we do that's guessing about what Paul Williams might have done is full of false historicism. Certainly this building will be brought back to how he had it, which is very easy to see. It's all still there. It's rotten, but it's all still there. So.
Frank Sinatra, Lucille Ball, and Cary Grant were all clients of Williams. At the Beverly Hills Hotel, he designed the iconic Polo Lounge.
While not an alumni yet, Roski student Jana Diaz is making a statement through her art as well. Diaz opened her new exhibit last night titled Clarity and Opacity. The multimedia exhibit featured paintings, videos, and traditional objects that explore her identity as a Senegalese American. Dia spent a month in Senegal researching her project through a Roski grant. She brought back fabrics and materials from Senegal for the pieces. The art reflects the moments and items that made her feel out of place.
Just because I don't have this tie to Senegal that I wish that I do, I also still have my state's, cultural backgrounds, the African American experience, and there's power in having those two together and not understanding things about my culture. And I get to go and kind of do my own form of race retrieval and going back to the country and understanding it more. So it's just about these two things can exist at the same time, and it's not a negative experience.
The exhibit will be available to view until March 6th at the Helen Linderhurst Fine Arts Gallery. The gallery is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Black history includes many inventions of new forms of expression. One of those art forms has become a staple for many artists today to find a sense of belonging.
A little over 50 years ago, a cultural movement by Black artists generated a revolution that rapidly spread across the world. Hip-hop is more than just music or dance. It has had a global influence that has shaped politics, art, fashion, and more. Its origins date back to New York City, where in the 1970s, elements of hip-hop culture emerged as a response to the political, economic, and social conditions of young people of color.
This is a subculture of how people came together to express themselves during a tumultuous time where Black and brown people felt marginalized and disenfranchised, but found this art form that brought them together.
By the 1980s, hip-hop became a solidified way of life among Black young people in America and their first music genre.
The Grammy Museum is just one of the many places around LA celebrating the art of hip-hop. This exact exhibit was actually helped created by Jason King, the dean of USC's Thornton School of Music. Many young talent has come out of USC Thornton, like Love Keys, R&B singer and songwriter.
It's deeper than music for a lot of us, so depending on how you grew up, the people that you were around, it was kind of like one of those things that was like inside of you. And a lot of, just Black people in general, hip hop has always been there. And it's kind of like, where does your artistry like spring out?
Hip-hop today is still all around us in the music we listen to and the dances we groove to. For Annenberg Media, I'm Avery Goodman.
Majorette dance has been an emblem of Black pride, originating at historically Black colleges and universities. This particular style of dance is a mixture of jazz, Western African dance, and ballet. The Cardinal Divas are USC's first and only majorette team. Founder Princess Isis Lang started the group back in 2022. They quickly gained recognition, receiving support from celebrities such as Sweetie. They also made an appearance on The Jennifer Hudson Show. Their mission is to promote Black culture while embracing their passion for dance. The Cardinal Divas perform at the Coliseum before every football game. Make sure to check out their Instagram and TikTok at Cardinal Divas of SC.
Hair is a very important expression of culture and self-identity in the Black community. USC hairstylist Febin Warku says the way she does her hair is an important part of her identity.
My hair just thrives in braids. Like, my hair grows a lot in braids. Like, I love the different styles I can do, and just being able to change it all the time. Like, one day I'll have blonde hair, one day I'll have black hair, brown hair. And so I think that it's a really great way to express my creativity, but then also stay connected to my roots, just because it is like a predominantly Black style.
While Warku shows her pride through her hair, Chastity Hampton, a children's book illustrator for the last 10 years, shows it through her drawings. Hampton recently illustrated the book Locks Not Dreads and spoke about why she got into illustrating in the first place.
I didn't really see myself reflected in the literature as much as I would have liked, especially when I was a younger kid. I had to imagine myself as Snow White or imagine myself as Cinderella. So definitely there was a lack of representation. So my inspiration for being an illustrator and a lot of what's behind my work is representing every child.
The Crown Act, which stands for Creating a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair, prohibits discrimination based on a person's hairstyle and hair texture. The act was created in 2019. These are some of the states with the Crown Act. This morning, however, a Texas judge ruled against high school student Daryl George, who said that his school was discriminating against him when he was suspended for having his hair in locks.
It just makes me feel angry, very angry, that, throughout all these years, throughout all the fighting for the Black history that we've already done, we still have to do this again and again and again.
Despite George having his hair pulled back, the judge ruled that the school district could act against students with long hair.
Charlotta Bass was a prominent Black activist as well as one of the first Black news editors in the country. The Charlotta Bass Lab at USC honors her with its mission to highlight Black media creators on the West Coast and works to honor people whose stories may have been mistold in the media.
Charlotta Bass Journalism and Justice Lab is 2 years old now, and it's USC's first Black Media Studies Center. And so our motto is to save, study, and share Black media that changed the world.
This month, an event featured Dr. Ilyasa Shabazz, an author, social activist, and daughter of civil rights icon Malcolm X. Shabazz premiered her interactive interview, a reparative journalism initiative through the lab's second draft project.
See it as a form of repair.
If you'd like to experience the interactive interview with Dr. Shabazz, you can see it at Doheny Library.
A Black family in Los Angeles is asking that beach property taken from them be returned. The city of Santa Monica seized land owned by Silas White through eminent domain in 1958. It's the site where the Viceroy Hotel now sits. You may remember a similar situation in Manhattan Beach. In 1924, the city took land owned by Willa and Charles Bruce. It had been a seaside resort for Black families, but in 2021, the government returned the property to the Bruce family. The family then sold it back to LA County for $20 million. A USC history professor says government seizure of beach land may have been more common than we know.
Period in which many whites were seeking segregated neighborhoods, they wanted segregated facilities, and so a lot of conflicts have broken out on beaches. So I think we're just at the cutting edge now of probably an evolving discovery that city officials use this mechanism.
The descendants of Silas White have begun meeting with Santa Monica city officials. They've also created an online petition drive asking people to support them.
One of the most important things to do as a college student is to make good professional connections. One USC organization is dedicated to helping Black students network.
I think these events are so great. Not only does it give us an opportunity to hear from higher-ups who have gone through the things we've gone through, networking in college, getting the jobs they have now. I'm sure they've all gone through different career paths as well.
I think a lot of cultural nuances kind of influence how we talk to people, how we internalize certain things. So being in a space where we can just connect with one another and understand that our experiences are not alone, it just allows us to be more comfortable.
The Center for Black Student and Cultural Affairs held a professional networking event this afternoon. The center began as a response to an outcry from Black students who felt there weren't enough services and resources geared towards them.
I'm here with Radia Ajibade, the Assistant Director of the USC Black Student Assembly, who was kind enough to join us here in Studio C. How are you, Radia?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. So tell us a little bit about the Black Student Association.
So the Black Student Assembly serves as a general umbrella organization under undergraduate student government, and we kind of serve as a safe space for Black students on campus, as well as a space for all to learn about just what it is to be Black, especially at a predominantly white institution. Being an umbrella organization, we have a whole bunch of member organizations that fall under us. So those are essentially just clubs that pertain to Black students. So that involves the Divine Nine, or National Pan-Hellenic Council, which comprises of the 9 Greek organizations for Black people. As well as other clubs like Curly Vision SC, which is predominantly focused on Black hair care, African Americans in health, which is for students interested in health, or the Black Business Student Association.
So what have been some events or anything that you guys have done that have been super fun to put together for Black students here at USC?
So I think one of my favorite events to plan has been our Labor Day barbecue that we do. We all know how just integral barbecues can be for the Black community.
Cookout.
Exactly. So we thought, why not bring that on campus? So, we bring food, we bring vibes, music, and all the things to just, come together and fellowship. Another really cool event that has been great to plan has been the Black Career Fair. So I was on the inaugural committee last year, and we just saw that there was a bit of a gap in between Black students and recruiters when it comes to developing careers, and we decided to mitigate that by hosting our own Black Career Fair. And it was an amazing success last year, and we just hosted it to bring in Black History Month on February 1st.
How can incoming students or maybe transfer students that are Black, how can they get involved? Where do they start to look?
So the first place that I will direct you to is our Instagram at USC BSA, and we meet every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. in Ronald Tudor Campus Center, room 227. You can always find a lot of us in the Center for Black Culture Student Affairs. We all hang out there. We do a lot of collaborative events with them, as well as the Black Alumni Association. So honestly, you can probably find us anywhere. It just takes just a little bit more searching than normal.
Okay. And how important is Black History Month at a PWI?
I think Black History Month at a PWI is extremely important. Being at a PWI, obviously we're not in the majority of the population, and that can sometimes feel a little bit isolating. So, throughout the year we do the very best that we can to create diverse programming that really does engage Black students. But I think where we really hit the nail on the head is Black History Month. We have the whole month of February to celebrate such a diverse culture, and BSA is not just for African American students. That includes students across the diaspora. So I myself, I'm Nigerian. A lot of our students are from Caribbean diaspora. We have another one of our directors, she's Black, but she's from the UK. So really embracing what the diaspora looks like, especially in this month of all, to make sure that all Black students not only feel comfortable on campus, they feel embraced, and making sure that people who are not Black understand what it's like, or get a better understanding of what it's like to live as a Black person, and learn to be kind of sensitive to certain things, but also learn we're people too, of course. Mm-hmm. Just hang out around us, just fellowship and kick it with us. We're all pretty cool. We're all human at the end of the day. So
yes, we are. So come to RTCC to get involved. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jonathan. Food is an important part of Black identity and culture. Food is also a way to connect with communities. Earle's on Crenshaw has served the community for over 30 years. Customers enjoy Trinidad fusion on American dishes. Owned by two brothers, they believe in celebrating Black culture through food and community.
Soul food is a huge thing. Soul food speaks of generational, it speaks of the pain, it speaks of the joy. After that first bite, your mind is traveled. You're tasting the flavors of so many different ethnicities that have all created this soul food meal.
Earle believes in celebrating Black culture every month. You can do that by supporting local Black businesses. Thank you all for watching See It Live. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Avery Goodman.
And I'm Luisa Tripli. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.